Hi everybody, warm welcome to another wonderful video of The Books Don't Lie. My name is Amit, and with the help of this video I want to talk about one of my favorite books of all time when it comes to self-help development and something which I have pragmatically implemented in my day-to-day basis. Now, the name of the book is The Ikigai, the Japanese way of finding your success and happiness. Now, this is a very popular book written by Hector Garcia and Francis Miralles, and it talks about unbelievable practical lessons which you can implement in life, and you can definitely benefit out of it. And I have chosen some of the 6 important points for you, which I believe, and I profoundly believe, that you're gonna thank me if you apply in your current day-to-day activities. So let's begin. Now, the point number 1, which comes out from the book and which has touched my heart, touched my mind and body and everything, is known as the 21 days principles. You heard that right. The 21 days principles primarily talks about a process of changing you as a human being. It talks about forming a new habit. It talks about leaving addiction. It talks about leaving anything which you want to let go. It talks about accomplishing something which you have been dreaming for a very long time. So be it getting up early in the morning for time with your kids, be it spending time with your mom and dad, reading your favorite books, doing your task which you want to enter, practicing one of those interview skills which you are desperately trying to enter, anything on planet Earth, if you're able to do it consistently on a specific time, at a specific day, non-stop, mark my words, the 22nd day will be a miracle for you. Anything you want to gain, be it you want to leave your cigarette, you want to grab a new job, you want to prepare for the best possible content, you want to build one of those nice reading habits, whatever you want to accomplish, just do it a specific time for non-stop 21 days, and you will thank me for this advice, because it has personally touched my life and I am experiencing a lot of positivity. So do remember 21 days principle. Point number 2, it's an approach called SKS. Now, the full form of SKS is stop, keep, and start. SKS, stop, keep, and start. These 3 magical words are again going to be a game changer in your success of whatever profession you are in, the life you're trying to live. And it talks about 3 different columns: stop, keep, start. Draw a line, have 3 columns, and write down things which you do not wish to do and something which you're doing which is not correct in a column called stop. Column 2 talks about something which you are mighty proud. It could be your writing, it could be your activity, it could be your work in the any kind of community. If it's fulfilling your ambition and goal of your life, put it under keep doing. And something which you wish to achieve, something which you wish to accomplish over a span of time, write down in the 3rd column called start. So stop something which you don't like, keep doing something what you like and what you are doing already, and start is a column which talks about something which you want to go for a fresh start. These 3 words are so damn positive and so damn inspiring when it comes to changing your life, changing your career, changing your marriage, changing your personal communication, and whatever context you try to put in here. If you apply these principles, you are going to be a different man, a practically happy man with context to your life and everything, even beat money as well. Let's talk about the 3rd principle, which is one of the reasons why people succeed in life. Be it Bill Gates, be it Steve Jobs, be it Mozart, be it Beatles, be it anybody who has achieved a lot of success. The 3rd principle talks about a concept called 10,000 hours of practice. You heard that right. 10,000 hours of practice is genuinely proven fact by one of the early founders. I forgot the name of the person who got this concept of 10,000 hours of practice, but I have a story to tell you. Do you know the biggest pop band on planet Earth way back in 1960? The name? It was Beatles. Beatles, the band, when they first started publishing their first album, prior to that, they had spent almost 2 years practicing in local pubs and discs and other clubs in the place called Hamburg, Germany. So August 1960, they all started and went up till December 1962. These 2 years were the founding years of Beatles, and in those 2 years, people did not knew about what Beatles was and what they were actually doing. Post 1962, when Beatles produced their first ever solo album with so-called the group of the Beatles group in the England, they were a huge success. Now the moral of the story is, before you get into any task, before you get into any practice, make sure you give it a good shot of practice, and then you go on the mental stage or the finals, so-called the final podium, right? Let me give you a quick summary of how you can achieve these 10,000 hours. If you work, if you want to jot it down, jot it down. If you work, for example, 4 hours on anything for 5 days, 4 hours for 5 days every week for upcoming 10 years, you would be able to achieve 10,000 hours of mastery. Be it eating, writing, drinking, playing, studying, education, medication, whatever, acting. If you could apply this principle of 4 hours each day for 5 days in a week for non-stop 10 years, you would be able to achieve so-called the 10 hours of magic. So most of the athletes, most of the groups, most of the top-notch paid individuals in the market today are pretty much a part of a campaign called 10,000 hours of rehearsal. Let's talk about the next principle, which is known as the Pareto principles. So people, those who work in IT industry, people those who work in on Excel sheet, they know this concept of Pareto. Pareto talks about 80-20 principles, which in a nutshell means that 80% of your problems can be resolved by 20% activities or something. 20% things, if you get it right, the remaining 80% will be fetched in the right direction. Now, Pareto principles primarily talks about a habit, and I would like to talk about a habit which we all have. A lot of people in today's arena are dying because of cardiovascular disease. They're dying because of obesity. Let's take an example, Americans. 70% Americans are obese and overweight, and they have health issues, mental issues. Even in India right now, the heart attack, the heart rates are pounding, and people are dying at a very mediocre age. One of the reasons why people die, and one of the reasons why people really suffer in the personal space, or they go for an early demise, is because of the eating habits. Pareto principle simply talks about that you should not eat your food if you have already consumed 80%. So if your quota is 100%, just eat 80% of your food if you are living a normal life. All right. The game is different when you talk about athletes or some other being, but if you are able, if you want to live a long and a healthy life, a so-called to road to 100, you just got to eat 80% of your total diet. The remaining 20%, you got to stay hungry. You got to stay kind of empty, so that you feel hungry tomorrow mornings. And when you do that, your digestion, your body, your mental health, your craving for things, it kind of keeps on moving. So 80-20 formula of Pareto, apply it and tell me a difference. It could be a major breakthrough for people, those who are struggling with their digestive system or their overall physique and fitness. Let's talk about the fifth principle, which is known as the copying to success. I'm not sure whether you know this or not, but most of the Japanese individuals say copy with a lot of pride and prestige. In India, we do not like the word copy. We hate the word copy and paste. We talk about copy as stealing things, which in a word, it could be. But Japanese way have a different approach of copy. I want to talk about one of those Japanese temple, Isha Shrine, which Japanese demolished it every 20 years, and every 20 years they built the same Isha shrine with same architecture, same rooms, same design. And when somebody asked them about why do they do that, the answer was, if you have copied the things and you have built it consistently over a span of time, and you have recopied and built exactly the same, you're not only mastering the art of being successful, you're also strengthening the profile, the pillars of the temple, which is always going to be in great shape. So before anybody who becomes a painter, before anybody who becomes a writer, before anybody who becomes a YouTuber like me, I'm trying to become a YouTuber, it's always nice to copy. But do remember, when you copy, we do not just mean to steal things, we mean you to improvise, add to your impact, add to your brilliance to it, and then see the magic. And there's a very popular saying that people, those who have copied the things of successful people, they even got a day wherein they were copied. So the moral of the story is, if you copy me and I copy you, there would be a day when you'll become so damn perfect, people will start copying you. So copy to perfection is one of the Japanese ways. I'll give you a couple of examples. There's a very popular chain called, let me read that for you. Hold on. 7-Eleven and Yamazaki single malt whiskey. Now, 7-Eleven is a concept of American origin, which talks about 24 hours of shop. When they brought it to Japan, to one of the outlets, Japanese liked it so much because it was 24/7 open. They not only copied the concept of 7-Eleven, they even bought the concept. They even paid money for 7-Eleven, and today 7-Eleven, majority of the share stakeholders are from Japanese origin. Example number one. Number two, Yamazaki single malt whiskey, and you can Google these facts as well. One of the most popular whiskey described by Britishers, and it is one of the most expensive ones as well. Again, they copied from the Britishers and other individuals, and today they are world leaders in that campaign. So whenever you're copying things, it is one of the easiest way to start or learn something new. And second, you can make a life out of it, but do it positively. Last but not the least, the positive point called the negative feedback. People have often talked about constructive feedback. People have often talked about genuine feedback. I want to talk about a concept called negative feedback. What is a negative feedback? Negative feedback is a concept which talks about your negative things from someone who is there with you and someone who is trustworthy. Let's say you know me and I know you. You're my audience and I'm your presenter. Tomorrow, if I ask, so tell me, how can I get it better? If I trust you and you trust me, I'm bound to get a true feedback. I'm bound to get the things which I shouldn't be doing pretty immaculately well going forward, because I know for sure that you as my audience are never going to lie or cheat to me. See, people, when it comes to praising, a little miser, but when it comes to finding fault, everybody is very proactive and active. So if you ask anyone about, where am I going wrong, it may not even take 5 seconds to tell you that, hey, you know what? A is bad, B is bad, C is bad. Compared to awesome, let me think and get back to you. So negative feedback is also one of the finest ways to find out your success, and probably talk to somebody who understands you and somebody who is reliable and trustworthy. I hope these wonderful 6 points of Ikigai, finding happiness, is going to make a difference in your life. And if you're going to implement these points in your day-to-day basis, I'll be mighty happy if you comment and tell me if it's really making a difference. Till next time, you take care and thanks for watching.